How's everybody doing? Welcome to a secret Saturday stream. I don't normally have time to stream on the weekends, but I had some time tonight, and I got to do some grinding in Lapless Nomad. I thought, well, why not? It's content. Hey, Utter Chaos, welcome. Oop, I gotta see if I can get this. Chat's broken for a second. That's what happens when I'm just like, yeah, go live, whatever. Oh, it showed up for a second. Well, anyway, while I'm fiddling with this, so basically, I after finishing playing Lapis Nomad on Thursday, I was looking some stuff up, just trying to figure out like the weapons, because there's not much description in this. It's just like, hey, it's a gun. Maybe it says it's better than another one. That's about it. So while looking that up, I saw a lot of recommendations to get skill levels up to around 6-ish for Find Clue and Fast Talk, which makes sense because we're in an area with a lot of humans now, and some of them will talk to us. And I'm wondering, I mean, I was having some trouble otherwise, like the enemies seem quite a bit tougher. So even though you get a lot more experience from quests, there's only so many quests you can do. And if there are more quests in this castle, hell if I know where they are. So, how can I get this? See the chat for like a second. Chat may just be broken on this. So I just got to go back and fight this door demon like several dozen times. It does not want to work. Chat just doesn't want to work. I've had this happen before, like, yeah, because I just made the stream up. And there we go. There we go. All right, it's back. I just made the stream, but I had already opened it. I run all of my chat through a local script that creates a browser object. And the reason I do that is normally what you'd have to do, unless you're using some other tool, if you just want to pull the chat into the stream, you just get the chat URL, which means having to change that URL every time you stream. So what I have is I have a script that I found that just redirects the chat to, from YouTube, just picks whatever your latest stream is, takes that chat and directs it to a local URL. So you just point to that, and that works great as long as you're like running the script before you've created the stream. If you do things out of order, everything breaks. So I was just checking to make sure I've got film. Let's look at our stats real quick. This is going to be not very visually exciting, I don't think. I did a quick test on it. It goes pretty quick. Basically, all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the text speed to the fastest possible. I just hold down A and sit there in the fight. until either somebody is dead, until things look grim, or we're out of film. Then we'll come back, heal up, sell all the photos, buy more film, come back. I don't know if I'll run out of bullets. That's another concern. I might run out of bullets at some point. So that's basically it. It's basically just the loop we're doing. It seems like we're not getting attacked by enemies in the mansion anymore, but the door demon is still there. So Jum is, we're all level 3 now. I got a fast talk of 4, find clue of 3, fight in a 5. So I think one of the mistakes is that I wasn't just focusing. I need to split the skills out and just focus on 1 or 2 per character. Shooting and probably Mythos is good for Lamont. Vincent, pretty much like technology, just technology. Maybe I'll do technology and surgery for Vincent. And then I can do, where are we at with Jum? What's higher in fast talk? So we'll do find clue. We do find clue and photography. Yeah. Surgery's pretty up there too, but having different healers is probably good. Or no, not surgery for Lamont. Therapy. I'm pretty happy with that surgery. I think we're okay. We'll see. I may wreck myself later. So I'm pretty loaded up now. I'm gonna stop at the store real quick, and I'm gonna spend some of this, a lot of money we have. Also, when I was testing it, I found out, like, I went in the castle just to poke around a little bit, and I got jumped by leprechauns and found out leprechauns can rob you. And it looks like their robbing attack steals half of your money every time it goes off. And I don't know if there's a way to get that money back. So this is another good thing, having a lot more money and then spending it right away. So I don't just get it taken off of me. So let's see, 1905, detectives and dabblers only. I'll take it. We should have plenty lines. There's Quicksilver shot, ammo for firearms, 1.5 times damage. I don't know how to, like, dole out the, by 100 rounds of this. I don't know how you decide what ammo gets used. We'll find out. Or not. Unusable by mediums and scientists. Curious, another band. What did we got? Also, there's a matter of the camera. I'm not entirely certain of the camera issue, like what that produces. We're doing pretty good. On photography. So I don't know if it's worth the expenditure. We're gonna find out. I'm just assuming that's better. So we've got a trench coat and leather headgear. Everyone's got trench coat and leather headgear right now. I mean, we're gonna end up with a decent amount of money by the end of this. So I'm not too worried about what I got right now. Le Pepelon camera. $5,000 for this. We already got a brownie camera. I don't know what the difference is. Not gonna mess with it right now. But we do have better armor. Steel bassinet. Unusable by mediums and scientists. So I can buy 3 of these. Damn, the scientists just cannot get better equipment. Let's see what, I'm not even sure what this equipment can, what slot that it gets equipped on. All right, so that's the headgear. Okay. So we need, yeah, he can use this. And Vincent can't use that, right? much you can. Yo, Zane, what's happening? Welcome to my secret Saturday stream, where I'm just gonna hold the A button down for a while and mercilessly slaughter a singular enemy over and over again. Let's get them leather cuirasses as well. I don't know if I pronounced that properly. I've seen this come up so much in my years of playing D&D, and I have no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's kind of rough that the scientists can't get better gear. I don't know if there's any point in cuirass. Yeah, I mean, I always just like cuirass. This is the problem. I've talked about this many times. When you find a word that you've read several times, but don't ever hear spoken, when that question comes up, like, what's the correct pronunciation? Well, hell if I know. Holy oil. I don't know. Let's buy 5. I might as well. It's there for a reason. I don't know what for. Adequate medicine. Effective medicine. I got so much money right now. This is for MP. I'm not broke enough that I'm like, I really should buy the cheaper healing items. No, just get the big stuff, man. Just get those, you know. What's the healing items in Pokemon? There's potions. They're potions. Just buy ultra potions. And then all the other stuff that you pick up along the way, you end up getting. But like, as soon as you can get the good stuff, like, why buy the middle ground? Just use like the full heal all the time. Potions? It is potions. Yeah. Like, there are games where it's like you really have to like pick and choose that. This is not that. And I want some of these. I'll buy 5. I don't want to blow all my money at. Curaz? Or a Curaz? Curaz. Hyper potions, max potions, affordable stores. Yeah, because it's like you go to the store and like you could buy the lesser version and it's cheaper. Curaz. Yeah, I'm about that. Doing pretty good. How are you doing, Doom? I'm doing well. Myself. I can't speak for anybody else in chat. I never stream on a Saturday. I don't think I've ever streamed on a weekend before. I'm usually wrapped up. But I tried to make time for this. Not enough time to actually schedule something ahead of time, mind you. I tried to make time for this when I realized, like, no, I'm gonna have to grind because I don't want to do this during like the normal schedule. Like, make a fancy thumbnail and everything. Like, watch me fight this Doom Door. Surviving. Well, I'm glad you're surviving at least. Wish it was better, but hopefully it will get better. Okay. I think we're geared up. I think we're good. So the main things I got to worry about, I'll stop here first, is Jum, the character Jum, is very low willpower and is likely to go insane. So I have to watch out if Jum goes insane to make sure that I'm no longer telling Jum to attack, because then she'll just attack the rest of the party. Or if any character gets confused. Although, so if the journalist gets confused, she'll just take pictures of herself until someone hits her and just waste film, but won't get damaged by that. Both Jum and Lamont, anytime they get confused, they just struggle to strike themselves and fail. They keep dodging themselves, and they're just stuck in that loop, so it just drags things out. If Vincent, the scientist, gets confused, he breaks his guns, and then I have to put them back together. Do need some sunlight and hobby. The sunlight does a fair amount of good. Someone who spends a lot of time in a sunless, sealed chamber I definitely feel the need to get out there and get some sunlight. Should just knock a hole in this place and get a window, but that would mess up my sound profile, and I can't have that. We should have some XP in the tank here. Not enough, but you can see what we're working with. In order to bring up the fast talk up to 6, I will need 1,500. I will need 3,500 XP, and if we get 100 each, assuming we get a full 100 each per destruction of the demon door, that is 35 battles against the demon door, the door demon. I keep wanting to call it a demon door because it's a demonic door, and if you call it a door demon, which is what they call it in this, it's a door that, like a race of demons that are door. You know, like if something's a bull demon, it's like, yeah, those are demons that are like bulls. Well, this is a race of demons, a species of demon that is just door. Or it's a door possessed by a demon, I guess. But that would be a demonic door, not a door demon. You know what I'm saying? Linguistically, it implies that it's its own thing, which is strange to me. I'm not as worried about... I mean, getting their combat skills up more would be good too. I'm not as worried about that. That'll just come as a consequence of everything else. But that just means more. Like if I want to get the fighting up, that's just more battles. Like, 20 more battles to get that up to 6. And then after that, once I get stuff to reliably to 6, that's it. Like then they'll just rely on the experience from normal stuff. Yeah, you can't get anything. She can put up. What did I say? Fast talk. So she's going to be find clue. So we've got enough experience to get find clue up there to 3. Because I think there may be some equipment in the castle that I wasn't able to acquire because I didn't have a high enough find clue. I also learned this. The message speed, I would think 3 is faster, 3 is slower. But 1 is the fastest. So this is more like the message delay than the speed. It's backwards from what I would expect. So I ran through this place last time. We weren't getting attacked by anything. So it seems like this place has been cleaned out, except for this dude. We should all be good and correct. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I gotta sort this because I bought fancy bullets here, but there's not like a way to equip that, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to say use these bullets. When you use the gun, it's just like, there's the gun. Let me make sure he's... Yeah, see, he got confused in one of the last fights. And broke his gun. No, not that. Got a specific order here. This way I can damage both HP and MP separately. I can also build a force field. That's interesting. I'm not going to do that. Not for this. Alright, let's fight this door. We'll see how quickly this goes. This is basically it. So I just got to keep an eye on the... Keep an eye on their HP. Uh-oh. Jum's confused. Not insane, because I still got MP. He's confused. She's confused. I'm confused because I made my main character female, but I keep calling her a he because I'm a he. And that was it. That's pretty straightforward, right? Oh, we rest. We get some recovery for free. Everyone's looking fantastic. We're geared up. We're leveled up. So what I got to do now is I can either leave the place entirely and come back and it will respawn, or I just need to change floors. And somehow that's enough. Common 2024L being confused. I'm always confused. That's not a new feature for me. So this is the game. I'm glad anybody showed up. I would have been doing this even if it was just me talking to myself. But this is it. This is all I got going on here. I really should put like a counter together to show how many times I did it, but I did this pretty quickly and I didn't have time to sort that out. We're taking some damage there, but we get most of it back through resting. Yeah, complete recovery. Resting doesn't cost a thing. So far, I don't think we taken any. We're taking like Lamont took a little bit of MP damage, but he's got beefy stores of it, so that's not a problem. So it should go pretty well. This is like walking back and forth to stock up is going to take more time than actually fighting this thing. 30 flings before. You just grind right now? Yeah. So far I've been able to get through just by carrying through the normal story. And the XP you get, like we're getting 400 XP on this fight, but that's 400 XP split 4 ways. And it doesn't seem like it's split evenly because their numbers are weirdly not lined up. So there's some other math going on there that's hidden from me. But roughly speaking, 100 per. If you complete quest objectives, like, hey, can you find this body? We found the body, we delivered it. That's 500 experience. That experience is for each character gets 500. Most fights don't get you this demon door experience. Most of the fights are like you recognize 40 experience, which is 10 experience per, versus doing one quest and getting 500 per. So all of my levels have basically been from that, and I avoid most fights because it's just kind of unnecessary. Like what you get out of it's not worth it, except for this demon door that constantly comes back, that never gets fully defeated, that constantly returns. But also the pictures are worth up to $300 a pop. So it's a big money maker too. I haven't found the need to grind. I was able to get through everything fine. Well, now I'm in an area where I need some skills that I haven't put a bunch into, and I need gobs of experience to load into it. I could try to find quests there, but I may just miss quests because I can't talk to people well enough. So yeah, this is it. So I haven't really had to grind. I didn't feel the need to grind before. Once I opened up a new area and got there, it was like a big jump. Like the enemies were a lot tougher. Although I hadn't geared up, I didn't buy the new armor that became available. But we were getting a lot more damage. It was harder for us to get out of fights. We couldn't run away as much. So we had to fight. And then when we did have to fight, the enemies were taking a lot more punishment to get knocked out. So I realized, like, probably get juiced up a little bit more. But the XP required to increase skills is high. The XP required to increase levels is absurdly high. And it's like, it's just not worth random encounter fighting stuff. Which is surely why this thing keeps coming back. Like, this has to be here purely for this exercise. Which is weird in a game. To be like, look, we recognize we set the numbers too high. But that's the old style of game, like, you can power level or you can, like, skate by the skin of your teeth. How much film do we have left? I could sell some of this equipment too. 11? Okay. So we're not even like getting, ideally it should be 1 film used per turn. So it is like 3 or 4 demon doors. We want to use 9 pictures. Skate. Yeah, and you can do that and probably be fine. And I have been doing that, but I don't think we didn't really even have a lot of fights. We fought this guy in a bed and everything else was just kind of like, oh, these are kind of scary, but we made it out. At least it's not like Sweet Home. Like there's no permadeath for the characters. Well, I don't think we've seen any character die in the streams yet. I've seen it, and if a character dies, you're just dragging around their body in a sack until you get to a hospital. Ooh. saw some MP damage there. You can see Jum's max MP is down to 17. When your MP gets to 0, you're insane. And you have no control over your character. And you can't recover that except by a healing item that costs 200 and still may not recover it all the way, or by going back and sleeping in the inn, which costs 40. So you're better off just leaving. But it does get a little bit more tedious the further on you get, because you have to go through a lot more stuff. But man, with like the speed on this, with the way the stats our characters are at now, their equipment they have now, this guy is not really a threat at all. And by speeding up the dialogue, this just blasts through. Which is good. It's laughable. Laughable how much this takes. All right, now we're starting to see some... It's starting to catch up with us. But still not enough. I don't want anyone to die, but I won't be too upset because it's only 100 experience. So, like, if someone dies and misses out on that experience of one fight, that's not a big deal. We could leave. And now that there's no more random encounters elsewhere in this, getting in and out of here is cake. And there's an exit, like, real close to us that's closer than the front door anyway. At least the music is solid. At least I like it. It's also nice that, like, you'll know when you're out of film, even if you're not able to read what's on the screen, just by the fact that you'll stop seeing the flash of the camera. So it all works out very effectively for this. I would love it if the original Japanese PC release of this got a fan translation, because I'm really curious how the two fully compare. Because all this artwork, I believe, was pulled from, like the character portraits and everything was pulled from the PC-88 version. But it's lower res than what PC-88 did, I believe. But the PC-88 is not a top-down experience. It's a dungeon crawl. It's like a first-person dungeon crawler. So that alone changes things, like changes your navigation and mapping and all of that. But that may be about it. But, like, I don't know, like, mechanically, you know, if things are better presented. Because we don't get, like, we get our stats, but the stats don't give us any information in terms of, like, your weapon does this much damage, you're capable of this much damage. In fact, none of the equipment has, like, any numbers associated with it at all in a way that we can look at. At least not that I know of. Which is fine. It makes it more like an adventure game where it's just like, this sword's better than that sword. How? I don't know. You figure it out. But in an RPG, it's strange, because RPGs are so numerically driven that when you don't have those things to look at. Well, there's a sword, like a dagger I found too, that has a very basic description that doesn't explain what it actually does, and that it attacks their mind as well as their body. So it's good for all-around usage, ghosts that can only be attacked on their mind, and enemies that have no mind and are only body. Now you have a weapon that can do both. It's not real clear what it does, just from the description or from the name. But I still really like the game. It's certainly, like, far from perfect. It's an oddball thing. But I'm enjoying it. Like, the enemy art is crazy. It's over so quick. It's over so quick. What are we at stat-wise? All right. I want to get them to an even level. I'm going to go back to town, I think. We'll see where we're at with the film. I believe we're out of film now. Nah, you're not enjoying this game. What do you mean? I've been having a lot of fun with this game. It's so strange. All right. We'll sell our photos. I'm just gonna hold this down. Some out of focus pictures. A better camera may eliminate that, but like most of these are pretty good. Okay, not all of them. So most of them. And we'll stay and save. That's how you're regretting even starting? No. You know what I regret even starting? And I hate to say this. I'm loath to say it because I do like the game. It's the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. I regret starting that when I did, having just finished Paper Mario. Because Paper Mario, I enjoy the game a lot, but like I could have used a break between them. I'm way less enthused about that game than I was when I started the N64 Paper Mario. I'm almost to the point that I just want to like kick the can down the road and like come back to it later, which I may after this week, because I like the game, but it's like I just played this. I just played it. I just kind of I got wrapped up in it, like, yeah, man, I'll just jump into it. So, and it's not even a good time to stream it because people who are really interested in it, or just casually interested in it, have already watched like a million other people play it. So, like, from a standpoint of, yeah, well, you're gonna, you know, it's a good time to run that for stream numbers, which I'm usually not too concerned about. It's not even good for that. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this then? Let's sell some items. I don't know what I'm using. The thrusting sword is what I was using. Oh, the selling is gonna be not great. Yeah, get rid of that. That's fine. Okay, so it doesn't look like any equipped stuff we have shows up in here, which is good. How many will I sell? Yep. That was another question I had. Sometimes in games, it'll let you sell stuff even if you have it equipped, which is a nightmare if it's not good at telling you what you have equipped. It's always like a real treat when a game, like when you go to buy equipment and it puts the equipment stats there and tells you if it's better than what you have, until you get to Elden Ring and there's like, this thing's got 10 stats, and some of them are better, some of them are worse, but also there's another hidden effect. But I mean, that's the Souls-like experience. See, I still have weak medicine and stellar charms. Man, I used a lot of those, but that's because they're weak. Hopefully the new ones will be better. Oh no, that's not the amount that I have. That's what they're gonna pay for, or what they would go for. All right, we buy film. It's weird. You can have like hundreds and hundreds of bullets, but you can only have 20 rolls of film. I still don't know, like, the bullet thing. I'm pretty sure it's just grabbing whatever. So it's just probably just using the standard rounds. Probably have to get rid of the standard rounds to get to use the Quicksilver shot. But against the door demon, I'm not too concerned. All right, let's stop at the psychic medium. Let's get a read on this. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is going good. Okay. So, oh, she's got enough for find clue. He's got enough for fast talk. He's got enough for any of these. Shooting, mythos, and therapy. So therapy is the skill that is used to determine the effectiveness of healing for mind points. So when he heals mind points, how much any of the characters get if he is the one using the item or doing the spells that do it. A higher therapy should produce more. Mythos is his spells, the strength of his spells. How that translates, I don't know, to like damage numbers or anything. Whoa. And I couldn't find any like conclusive information. No one's like dug out the numbers on this bad boy that I know of. And shooting. And I'm going to put it in shooting. I honestly don't use mythos enough, and maybe it's because it's too weak. So I'm just going to focus on those two. Therapy's probably okay. I'll come back to it if I need to. But he's my shooter and spell guy, so I'll just split between those. And I could do surgery with him. Where is she at with surgery? She's got surgery of 5, but if it, I'm just gonna focus on his tech, and I'll come back to surgery later. All right, so I need 2,000 more, so 20 more. 35, probably 35 more. I'm just gonna keep doing it like this. I'm not even gonna bother with the numbers. I'll just keep running until we're out of film. I should look at the numbers, and see what pay attention to some of them and see what kind of damage I'm dishing out here with the upgrade. Four points. It's not a ton. Strange beam. That should go up. That's 9 points. 12 points from the gun. That's not bad. That's not bad. Numbers are always like, they're kind of small. But nothing that I fought has so many hit points yet that's a huge deal. It's hard to tell the scale on things. There's some games like, if every enemy has like 4,000 hit points and your attacks are like doing 2 damage, you know there's a problem and you need to up that. But if every enemy you fight has like 10 hit points and you're doing 2 damage, yeah, that's not bad. If it was better, if it did more, we could get through this quicker, but that's okay. It also depends on how much damage they do. If you have a comparable amount of hit points and they're like 30 damage on an attack, you know something's out of whack. At least it will look that way. This would be like a lot more of a headache. This would be a lot more pain if I couldn't just sit here and hold the A button and just charge through this. It's basically just on autopilot. If I could just make it automatically walk. If just have this in the background while I'm playing any other games. Oh no, Jum's confused. Taking some mind damage. The roughest part about this game, which comes from its tabletop RPG, Call of Cthulhu inspired, because it's not the Call of Cthulhu tabletop RPG, it's the Ghost Hunter RPG, but it really just seems like heavily inspired by Call of Cthulhu. Maybe that's unfair. Is the mind point thing, your sanity basically, that it depletes and you can't raise it back up to you can't raise your maximum back up without extended rest. That's a hard limit on things. That wouldn't be such a big deal if my main character's willpower wasn't garbage. It'd just go insane anytime their mind gets attacked. No. Sanity is handled weirdly in games. I was playing Phasmophobia with a friend of mine today. We finished playing Remnant, which was a fun game, but it really seems set up for you to play through multiple times, and it was just not that interesting. I was just not interested in going through it again. So at finishing the boss is like, you got the boss weapon. Like, why do I need this? The game's over. Like, oh, you can do another run. The character persists. Why would I? Well, I've seen everything, and it's just the same crap over and over again. It's not that compelling. I know there's a second one. I haven't purchased it. I probably will, and I'll play it off stream with my bud. Just because it's not the sort of thing I generally stream. But we finished that today, and we still had some time, so we did a couple rounds of Phasmo. And he hadn't played a lot, and he thought that you would die when your sanity reached 0. Remnant was so hot. You didn't like Remnant either? Yeah, I thought the story was just butt. The story was like worthless, and it was cracking me up because it was like when people make fun of like FromSoft games like Dark Souls or any of that, and like the game will have no story and no explanation, and some guy will be like, Zanzibar, forgive me, and then transform into like a moon or something like that, like some confusing nonsense. That game like exemplified that. Absolutely. And everything I encountered was just like, you could have just walked through this door. Why didn't you do that? Like, oh, thank God you're here. You can walk through the door for me. Like, you can walk through the door. You're walking right now. Just take 2 steps that way. Oh, I couldn't. This doesn't make any sense. There's so much backstory like you could read on these computer terminals. I never read any of them. I let the other guy read everything. And like, can you summarize it for me? He's like, well, like I looked at one page. It's like, I can figure the rest out. Like there's some things from another dimension and we have to fight them. And it just, the story was not good. There's so many like combat traits. Now just play Elden Ring. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's trying to be that game, but with guns. I thought it was fun. I just don't think like it's not, what's there is not compelling enough to want to play through it again. I didn't think it was so much that it was like, oh man, this is a real drag to get through. It was just like, well, that was an interesting diversion. I'm glad I got it on sale. But no, I feel no need to experience it again. There was nothing in that it was like I play Elden Ring and it was like, oh man, like now that I finished it, I'm gonna go back through it again because I think I can like route this better. I think I've now that I've got my stats up and I've got some cool new weapons, like I really want to try some of those bosses with this different loadout now. There was nothing in Remnant like that. There was nothing in Remnant. I was like, I wonder how this would do against it. Like, really don't care. Nothing ever felt tremendously better. Everything I got just felt like, yeah, I mean, it does a little bit more damage. It's got an effect on it that's kind of neat. Oh, what's that? It doesn't really work that well? Well, okay. It's extra juice, but it doesn't really, it's like this can do fire damage sometimes. Oh, okay, so it's never gonna do it. Great. Maybe if you stack up the traits. Oh, as the credits were rolling, it was like, you've learned a new trait that you can put points in and level up. Like, no, man, I'm done. And then it was like, you know, what trait did you get? Oh, you can increase your melee damage. Like, this game's all about guns. Why wouldn't this be one of the initial traits? Ugh. Ugh. Just weird balancing. Weirdly set up. It needed to be like a lot shorter and a lot simpler for it to be like, you just go through and do runs like a roguelike. Like, nah, man. Nah. I don't mean to keep like ranting on and on about that. It was fun playing it, but that's just it. It was fun because I was playing it with my old friend. If I just played that single player, I would have quit. I wouldn't have finished it. And I'm the kind of person that's like, I don't care how bad this is, I'm finishing it. Hell or high water. I got too many games from my youth that I was like, I don't know, this is hard. I'm not gonna do it. I didn't really get that far in Remnant. It was just kind of boring for me. Didn't excel at any one aspect like horror like I thought it would. Yeah. Like nothing was really that like the horror wasn't there. It's like grungy but cartoonish at the same time. I thought the enemies were interesting looking, but certainly not varied enough. And then when they were, it was like, you're in the swamplands. Everything is swamp. And everything just architecturally just looked the same. There's so many times we'd walk into a room like, weren't we here already? And you look at the map like, no, we weren't. It's just the exact same layout as this other place. So it was hard to navigate around anything. It's just not very interesting. There's not a very interesting story. The loot, such as it is not, none of it was like so cool that you're like, oh man, I can't believe I got this. It was just kind of like a small incremental upgrade or a minor change. Yeah, I've heard the second one was better, but I've also, it's so hard to tell because the games come out and I'll hear about it for about a week after it's out, and then I never hear anything about it again. And it's like, does that mean it really wasn't that good and no one's talking about it? Is it just not that deep? Or is this going to be a game? I'm curious now because I see so much stuff now that is like, I don't know why I'm not just holding A down. I don't need to pay attention to this while I'm doing it. There's so much media now, particularly on YouTube, that it's like this hidden horror gem that everyone forgot about. And sometimes it's like, no one forgot about Resident Evil. Everyone knows about that. But then other times, like, you'll get a game that's like, oh yeah, that was a thing. I wonder why no one talks about that. That's weird. Or I've never heard of that. When did this come out? Are there any games coming out now that are gonna be like that? 5-10 years down the line, like, hey, how come nobody talks about this series? And actually, it was really good. In retrospect, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like that's gonna happen. Maybe it's just because I'm old. But I feel like everything that comes out now, like, because people are making content out of everything, as I'm doing right now, anything interesting there is to say about a new game that comes out, somebody's probably saying it. They probably raced to get it out the day the game launched. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to check out the second one to see. I thought the shooting was fun enough, but only just. You're not missing much. You're not missing much by not going further. It never really gets better. It never really gets worse, but it never really gets better. It's just like, it's like, a can of condensed soup. It's fine the whole meal through. There's no surprises. Probably Outlast Trials. That's a good game. The content loop doesn't feel right. Definitely enjoy it with friends forever. I won't get much use out of that. I hate to say it, but my dalliances with multiplayer are so spread thin. It's so hard to get anything scheduled for that. And a lot of people that I do play games with flit around between so many games that nothing ever sticks that long. And by the time I show up, like, they've already mastered it and there's no room for beginners. But I just don't play enough multiplayer stuff. So a lot of games that fit in that vein is like, if I get to play it at all, even for a little bit of time, it's like, that's really rare. Like, when I played Among Us, it was like, oh man, I finally get to play this, even if it's only a couple games, even if this only happens for a short amount of time. Like, I cherish that. But it won't go on forever because everyone gets busy with stuff, and then things move on to other games. I got a lot of games I can't convince anybody to play, for good reason, because they're not like amazing. Like Bomberman. Well, I play Bomberman, but Bomberman can be fun, but it's certainly not. I don't think it's that interesting. Don't tell Kaiju, but I don't like Among Us. I couldn't tell. You're pretty vicious, man. You're pretty awful in that game. And I don't mean awful like you're bad at it. I mean that you were terrible to play against. It's like every time, like after the first session, it was like, I can't trust this man ever. I can't trust this man ever. Hey, J Money. What's going on, my friend? I'm just relentlessly defeating this door over and over again. I gotta go up these stairs to make it respawn, and then I go back down and I hold down A until the fight's over and get my crumbs of experience. Do we still have film? Am I running out of film? I've run out of film. All right. If that's the case, it's time to go back. No. No. Dry goods. Just a thought occurred to me that I didn't sort the inventory, and the film could be like all the way in the bottom. Nope, we can only have 20 of it. Nope, I don't want that. I want to sort it. So it should be right underneath the camera. Focusing on the wrong thing. Nah. I will say that for the game. I do always, I just try and focus on getting tasks done, and I leave it to everybody else to do the watching, because none of that stands up for me. Like, I saw him in the room. You get the experience in Vampire Village. Well, the basic experience is like, it's Werewolf or Secret Hitler, which is a real game, or a board game, or Town of Salem, or any of that. Like, the basic behind it is like, I think the only thing that does differently from other games I've seen is like, there's times when you are moving around on the map. Secret Hitler stresses me out. I mean that's because it's the same sense, man. Town of Salem is the one. Yeah, I played that, and my experience with those, like a lot of those games were with randos online, and all I run into is like, my roommate is this character, and he told me this, so that's how we know. And it was like, it didn't even get to the part where you have to lie to people. Yeah, trying to lie to people and like skate your way to the end of that stuff, or like discern if someone's lying to you, can get very stressful. But I like the tasks part of it. I liked it because if you're not very good at lying or sussing out liars, you have something to do in that game besides being a target. You can still feel like you contributed to something, even if it almost never comes up. It's like this board game, is it Zombies? Let me make sure that this board game. It's a board game that yeah, it's just Zombies. Is this game still around? Twilight Creations, are they still around? It looks like they are. I haven't played this in years. So there is this board game, Zombies. Oh, hey, Leather. What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. This board game, Zombies, that is a tile of decks and a grid that you lay out, you draw and randomly place out of a town that's overrun by zombies, and zombie figures get placed on it. Your character is going through the map, right? And you have two ways to win. The two win conditions are either be the first person to make it to the helipad, which is the bottom of the deck, the last map card placed down, or be the first person to kill 25 zombies. If you die, you lose half your zombies, all of your cards, because it has cards, and you go back to town square, right? And so most people try to get to the helipad because fighting the zombies, eventually you're going to lose and then get sent back to the start. And there's cards you can play. Like if you go to the skate shop tile, you can play this card and get a skateboard weapon or get a skateboard that makes you move faster. If you go to the sporting goods store, you can get a baseball bat that acts as a weapon. I fell asleep watching one of Arden's old streams. Oh, what was the stream? Now I have to know which one was it? Which one was it? Or what game at least. So we would, everyone I played this with, and these are all people who played games all the time. They'd always try and make it a health pad. Everyone tried to do everything they could to avoid fighting zombies. And they'd go out of their way to try and get these weapons so that if they did have to fight a zombie, they could stack the dice in their favor. And I invited my brother to play. My brother did not play board games. He was not a tabletop role-playing game aficionado. Didn't play any of that stuff. And he looked at it and was immediately like, well, I'm just going to kill zombies. And every card that is designed to drive zombies away from you, he would use to drive zombies towards him. And he died a lot. But he never bothered trying to make it to the helipad. And he won every single game we played with him. Every single game. By doing what everyone else avoided. And that's what games like Among Us feel like. That there's all this other stuff going on. But there's actually only one thing happening. And you can ignore everything else. And it's easy, and I find I'm the person that can't see that one thing, that pinpoint game. I'm doing all the other stuff. And I and so I have fun doing it, but yeah, I definitely get to the end of it and I'm like, I had fun doing that. I'm not playing that game right, quote unquote right. But I still enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got to play it, even if that's all I ever get to play. I'll probably play it again, but we're at 13. I'm taking a quick check on where we're at. He's got enough. He can take his mythos up. Not quite enough for any of that. I might as well spend this now while I'm here. And I just want shooting and mythos for him. Therapy's probably okay. He's almost got enough to take technology up. I could pump it into surgery, but I'm just going to max out technology for now. All right, back we go. Back to the door demon mines. Fall asleep watching Varden's current streams. Ouch. Ouch. Varden is very chill. I enjoy his streams. I was in his stream earlier, but the chat was very active, and I was like, I don't want to get in the middle of this. He also was playing Doki Doki Literature Club, and I'm like, I don't know how much he knows. I can't say anything, because that game, so much of that game is like, if you know, you know, and there's no reason to play. You're playing it for that experience. It is definitely one of those, like, you can only experience this thing once. Like, I'm gonna say something here, and I don't want to. I don't want to spoil any of this. Refined self. Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm roughly familiar with the game. This talking makes me sleepy. Yeah. I can see that. Sleep, his voice is just calming enough for me to just fall asleep. Yeah, he's got a real calm voice. That's my take on it. I, on the other hand, anytime I talk to my brother on the phone, it induces bowel movements. So my voice is, at least within my family, the brown note, essentially. It rumbles, the tumbles. Oh no, I'm out of batteries. Okay. I never thought I'd run out of batteries. I'm gonna buy a bunch more batteries. Did I run out of film already? Man, did I already run out of film, or... No. How wasn't Morgan able to do something? Did she get confused and, like... Strange. voice being the brown note is crazy. I know, but it's for my brother and another relative too. The other relative, I always just put it off as like, they'd ask me what I was up to, and I'd start talking about like some electronics project I'm working on that was way over their head and they just didn't care about, and they wanted to get out of the conversation. That was how I interpreted it. My brother's not like that, you know, because we can usually talk about dumb stuff like horror movies or something endlessly back and forth. But yeah, it just works. It just loosens him up, I guess. Kaiju's voice, which is loud and energetic. I could fall asleep listening to Kaiju's voice, but not for long. I'd wake up very soon in a daze, like, oh, what's happening? It's like when I fall asleep watching movies and I pick the wrong movie, like Basket Case. Basket Case is like my perfect example of the worst movie to fall asleep to, because it has a lot of quiet moments that are broken by like the Belial jumping out the basket screaming like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I fell asleep watching Blade Runner once, and I woke up to the scene where they're crushing Tyrell's eyeballs, and it's like I'm in this half awake dream state that it just feels like I gotta go back to town. I don't know why she wasn't taking pictures. I don't know what the deal was. Something get winged up there. I got film. Yes. When I find myself in this state that is like I'm awake but not really, and events seem to drag on longer than they should. Because I put a movie on to help me sleep. Some background noise. It's got to be just the right volume level, and it has to be not compelling enough that will keep me up. I almost ran into that last night. I put on Prince of Darkness, which is a movie I've seen a million times, and then I started watching it and I was like, oh crap, no, I can't sleep. But there's some but like I'll wake up and like that scene where the replicant, where Rutger Hauer crushes the man's eyes and murders him, is not very long, but in my half awake dream state it seemed like it went on for 20 minutes. Like I try to go back to sleep and turn around and look back at the TV and see that face of the eyes getting crushed. Like, oh, it just wouldn't go away. I thought it was being haunted. Batteries. Dry cell batteries. Give me 100 of those bad boys. Give me 200 of those bad boys. How many of these can I carry? How much can I've got $11,000. 255. Great. I'll take it. I'll take the whole stock. How are we doing otherwise? I need to sort this to make it easier. 57 standard rounds. 100 rounds. Okay, we're good. We're good. I can probably get rid of that box camera. What was going on with Morgan? She's equipped with a Brownie camera, but it seemed like she wasn't taking any pictures in that last fight. And I don't know if I accidentally set her to guard or what. Maybe I did. Sometimes if they get confused and they come out of it, their action defaults to guard, so I gotta remember to watch out for that. Fell asleep 5 minutes into a Godzilla movie, woke up at the end because my brother dumped cold water on me. Yikes! It's not very cash money of him. Make sure I get to see the flash of the camera. Photograph. I'm gonna see what it says. No more photographs. Oh! No more photographs. I didn't sell the photographs. That's why. Wondering why she wasn't taking pictures. Alright. I'm going back. It's a short trip. Short trip. I'm breaking my mind here on the sequence. Boop, 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 boop. Distorted pictures look great. Pretty good run. Pretty good run. We can get up to $6,000 out of that per roll of 20 film. And save. Great. 16,000. Back to it. Back to the grind. This isn't even like bad. Like, it's a lot. Grinds are a lot worse if you actually have to put thought into it, because that just gets tiring. This is like cookie clicker level. Just kind of let it run. It's like Progress Quest. I don't know if anybody remembers Progress Quest. It was a program you'd get that was just progress bars. And it was an RPG where your character would go do stuff and level up and improve their skills, but you didn't do anything except let the progress bar go down. That was the whole game. No graphics either. It was all just text. I mean, there are no like there are graphics in that progress bar. It was like a Windows progress bar, but that was it. It's a pretty goofy game. Fight! None of us care. We all got whomped on and it just did not matter. Excellent. Excellent. 778. Okay. Did try to shake me awake, didn't wake up. Try to always wake me up so I wake up, so we dump cold water. Had 1 hour of sleep for the past 3 days for context. Yikes. I don't know, I feel like at that point, unless there's something like serious going on, like, why don't you just let somebody sleep? Just let him sleep. Oh no, I'm confused. As long as like one person is attacking, we'll get through this. Yeah, this thing really doesn't take much at all. 12 rolls left. Family didn't know I set up so long. Oh. So they had no idea that you were like comatose for good reason. That's understandable then. I spent a lot of time living in a place that had no windows, and I lost all concept of day and night. This was when I was much younger, because I can't handle this now, like, at all. Probably because I burned through all of that in my youth and probably damaged my brains. And I'll just read, like, watch movies. We had a rental place that would rent movies for 47 cents a night. So I'd just get a stack of movies and watch them all. And the only way I knew that the day was coming in and that I had stayed up far too late, because I didn't pay any attention to the clocks at all, was suddenly I would hear the birds chirping outside and realize that it was like 5 a.m. Like, oh no. But I did not have a job, and I did not have school. It was in the summertime. And I just hermited myself away. And I cross over that threshold of tiredness where it's like, well, I might as well just stay up now and just keep on rolling. Oh, it's not good. cause lasting harm that way. You'll feel it later in life, if not immediately. The damage you do your body by losing sleep doesn't recover that much. Can imagine how hard it was to wake me up. So, casino house? No, just we lived in a place where my room was in the basement, in a room that had no windows. Which I think about now, legally that shouldn't have been considered a bedroom. It wouldn't be zoned as much because you're supposed to have, like, I think at least one window in most places. So there was no like natural sunlight coming in. Which is, I mean, the room I'm in right now has no windows. But I mean, I'm only in here when I'm doing the streaming or when I'm testing stuff. I don't do my work in here, and I don't generally lounge in here. So the odds of that are low. But even at that, like, I've had streams that ran very long. The longest I had a stream run was the last Paper Mario on the N64 stream was 8 hours. And I didn't think it was that long until I looked at the clock at the end and realized I had been streaming for 8 hours. Because I had people in chat saying, like, oh, you're right at the end. And I thought, like, yeah, it's just a little bit further and I'm done. Like, there's no point in breaking off another stream. After like 4 hours, it was like, yeah, I might as well just keep going because it's probably another hour, and it was another 4 hours. Like, oh my God. I think I had to be up the next day too. It was especially bad. Shouldn't have been, but that's not what happens. Wasn't intending to stay for 3 days, trying to make sure no one was orient themselves all 8 hours. Yeah, it was a long one. It was a long one. I mean, I was really into it. I was really into the game and what was going on, having pleasant conversations, having fun with the chat. So I just completely lost track of all of that. It's when it gets real slow. I start to lose, my energy starts to run out faster. Or if I'm just really not enjoying a game, which is rare. Like, man, I just want this to be on. It's a shame. Like, I really like Paper Mario. I like the second one more than the first one. But I've played it, and even though it's been a long time, you know, I get in the remake and I'm like, this all looks real nice, but I've experienced this before. But I've got like a hang up about stuff that I don't want to skip over games, even if I played them. Like, I could jump ship and play Resident Evil 4, but I haven't played 3 on stream. And so, like, well, I kind of want to do that. And I feel that way with a lot of RPG series, that it's like, I don't want to jump into the newest one. I want to go back to the beginning. But I also have to recognize that, like, you know, not everyone's interested in watching the original Dragon Quest. Or maybe people would be. That game's very popular, but it's pretty old. You go back to the original Dragon Quest, like, you have to go into a menu to go up and down stairs. It's pretty bizarre. Oh, strange beam. I think we're out of film. Yep. So I gotta go get rid of all my stuff. Yo! But that just leaves me, like, with the Paper Mario, what I was saying about not wanting to skip games is that I didn't want to skip over it and go to the Paper Mario. I haven't played Super Paper Mario. And now it's going to be a while before I get to that. Because I enjoy Paper Mario. I don't feel like quitting it, but out of the games I have on tap, it's like the least excited for it. By the time I'd watch all your guys' streams to completion, it is a task. I've been really wrapped up with stuff, and I've had a hard time keeping up with anybody's streams anymore. And some of the streams are like later at night, earlier in the day when I'm not around. I'm not in a position to watch anything, or they're while I'm streaming, or they're later in the evening when I'm tired because I just got done streaming and I need to sleep. But I lurk in a lot of streams. I should say hello more. But sometimes the stream, like the chat's really active, and I'm like, I don't want to get into a whole thing over this. And I just put in there like, hey, I'm looking. Yes, did everything I do. Schedule usually able to be in streams. Yeah, I see you fairly often in quite a few other streams. See you about. I appreciate anybody stopping by, even if it's just for a minute, even if it's just to say hello. That's always nice. But I also know, like, if you're playing a bunch of RPGs and stuff, like, it can be fun, but I know also, like, I know a lot of people that are lurkers in the stream. It's like background material. Like, they got another tab, they're doing stuff, and that is totally fine. That is totally cool. I can dig it. Especially, like, what I'm doing right now, you know? Just walking back and forth is not, like, the most visually stimulating thing. With my lazy donkey, anyways. Battle the door. I like this game. It's been very interesting. Now I'll say the one consequence of this game is that it really makes me hungry to play Sweet Home again. But I'm not going to play that again for quite some time, because I have a lot of other games I want to play, and I want to forget more of the game before I go back to play it, if that makes sense. That game was a lot of fun, and this game reminds me a lot of that. Yeah, but like I had fun playing the Paper Mario. I'm having fun playing the current one, but I'm just not as excited as I am for the other stuff. But it also, like, I look at my lineup and it's like Paper Mario, 1000-Year Door, an RPG, bunch of stuff going on. Got to get in all these fights. Clock Tower 2, a game that requires repetition, like failure and trying again, and like just a whole lot of trial and error, time-consuming trial and error. I enjoy it, but it means if you tune into the stream in the first 15 minutes and then come back an hour later, you're probably going to be seeing the same thing again, because I've died or reached an end again and had to start over again as I'm sussing out the minor pieces of it. And so it can be very repetitive, which can be somewhat draining in a stream purpose, for me anyway. And then this game, which was a lot of advance a little bit, take a bunch of pictures, then leave, then come back, take a little pictures. It's slow. I'm fine with that. It's my kind of game. It's not the most compelling thing to broadcast, admittedly. Then it relies on me. It relies on me making it compelling, and I don't know if I got the sauce for that. It's like I really need to throw another game in there that's just like, what if I just played a game where I've just mindlessly, like, a side-scrolling beat 'em up? It doesn't really require much of me. You need a game that doesn't require anything but you showing up to balance all the other stuff out. My MP did go up. Did we level? We leveled. We leveled from this. We went up to level 4. Matt Pat did a video on all the endings of Clock Tower. Don't repeat that. I go for the A ending. And that's the only thing that I want to get is the A ending. If I get other endings, that's what I got. But I'm not out to unlock all the endings. Because there's 13 endings, I believe, in Clock Tower Ghost Head. I don't want to see all of them. I don't need to see all of them. I just want to see the A ending. And I may not even get that, because I think where I'm at now, I'm pretty sure I've locked myself out of the A ending for something that happened in the first part of the game. But I mean, when I come back to it on Wednesday, I'm going to have to go back through... where's my film at? We still got some film. 9 rolls. I'm going to have to repeat a bunch of stuff again. Because I was missing one piece. I think I found it now. I think I found how I need to progress to the next section. I was basically missing like one thing that kept me from progressing. And in order to get it, like I had to start over. I may not have to start over. I may be able to just go do the thing that I was missing and then carry on from there. I don't know. I'm just hoping that the next stream isn't just a repeat of the last one in terms of me just like fumbling through the same level over and over again, but I do want to see that through to the end. And the nice thing about that is as long as you keep notes, or in my case, have some notes and the ability to go back and watch all of it, once you know the sequence of events of what you're supposed to do to advance it, it becomes insanely fast to play through the game. Oh! Yeah, I'm not interested in seeing all of them. Hello! Little Green, welcome. Good to see you. How you doing this evening? Hope you're doing well. We're just grinding this door demon here. Fighting it over and over again for the sweet, delicious trickles of experience it delivers. And a little bit of cash along the way. We've gotten very good at defeating it. I am doing great. I don't normally stream on the weekend. I'm usually wrapped up with other stuff, but I had some time, and I realized in this game that I've been playing that I need to grind my way up to a new level. I need to grind several of my skills up. And unfortunately, gaining that experience can be slow. So I'd rather just do it all, or as much of it as I can, in just a kind of unscheduled surprise secret stream that's not any real pressure or promise to it. Just me rambling and doing this over and over again. I'm literally just holding down a button on my controller to cycle through this, rather than like take up a normal slot in the week doing this. So when I come back to this on Thursday, like we can continue to advance the story is the idea. Have I used all of my film? No, I haven't. I haven't used all of the film. We're gonna go back for one more. We're gonna go back for one more because I still got that. That's crazy. We're at the point now where, and unless something went wrong, we weren't even able to get through 2 full turns. We got through 2 full turns before we defeated this enemy that was once a boss that gave us not a lot of trouble, but like it was a fight. It's just like 2 turns and the thing's toast. Granted, this is your usual, like, the action economy, that we've got 4 turns for its one action. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it much quicker, but that is the nice thing. As I level up, the fight will just take less time. We'll still get the same experience. I'm tired, but the moment I go to bed, I'll be wide awake. Oh, I hate that feeling. That was the problem where I know I need to go to sleep, but my mind is wired on something, and I just keep reading through it. I bought a twin Famicom, which is the Sharp, right? Twin Famicom. That is a Famicom unit, which is the original NES, was the Famicom, its original name. That combines the Famicom with the Famicom Disk System, and they're all in one unit, because I want to play some Famicom Disk System games on the actual hardware, even though I could use my flash cart in my regular US NES to play them, but it's all a lot of emulated stuff, and I wanted to get the full experience, so I bought one of these. But to get a good capture out of it, I got to modify it, and then that gets complicated. I was reading about that and looking for more stuff on that. Reading about all the ins and outs of that system, and it was getting pretty late. I'm like, I really got to go to sleep. I really got to go to sleep on this. I was falling asleep reading something. It's like, oh man. But yeah, the same way. As soon as I, you know, get my bed made and climb into bed, like flip all the lights off, I'm like, you know what I really want to do? I really want to open my phone up and continue looking up information on this. Like, no! Because that's like the big thing. That's what will mess up your sleep. More than anything, I find the modern world is, and I say this as somebody who has their TV on to sleep, so surely that's causing me issues. It really hasn't. I don't know why. It should. But it's more like the phone. Or the computer screen. The type of light that it puts in your eyes tricks your brain into thinking it's daylight and will keep your mind in a awake state even when you should be sleeping. So I try not to do it. I try to resist the siren call of staring at my phone in bed, because then I'll never sleep. But sometimes, like, I'll just get some idea that's like, oh wait, I need to go look this up. And then I can't sleep. But the reverse of that is, like, I don't read nearly as much as I used to. I just finished reading The Hobbit, and I've been reading that on and off for about a year. Close to a year. Not that far off with it. A lot more off than on. Because if I sit down to read something, like, all of my tiredness catches up to me. And you ever get that when you're reading and you read like page 5 times because you're reading through all of it, but you're not really taking it in. You're just going over the words and you're not really getting anything out of it. My brain just thinks, what kind of trauma can I give my characters? What kind of characters? What kind of characters are we talking about here? What kind of trauma? I'm a little concerned. What do you mean by that? Elaborate, please. You have my curiosity now. What sort of characters you are speaking of? Right. It's good we're able to finish it so fast now, because the faster we finish the fight, obviously the more fights we get in the same amount of time. But one of the biggest like speed limits on this, which doesn't really have to be, is the film. It's just kind of a waste if you aren't taking pictures every time. But I could also just replace her camera with a knife and then just have her stab stuff. She's not very good at it, but she could do it. By which I mean Morgan, the journalist, who was the one taking all the pictures. The camera goes in the weapon slot, so you can just replace the camera with a dagger, and she'll stab. Pretty sure she could use a gun. Just check out the bullet content. Still plenty of yeah, we're probably running low on regular bullets. Maybe we're getting through faster because I'm out of regular bullets. Maybe I'm using the pricier bullets now. No, we haven't even hit the Quicksilver shot. I don't know if it's a mistake to have those or not. We'll find out. I'll find out more when I get into regular fights on Thursday when I return to just the castle exploration. If those affect different enemies differently. If it's like, well, this does less damage to skeletons, but more damage to ghosts. Or just damages ghosts outright. Well, for now, it just seems like it does more damage. But it's a good thing I'm getting so much money out of this, because I am using a hell of a lot of batteries over time. Still no closer to answering the nature of the door demon. If it is, so I had three different ideas on this. One is that it's a regular door that the demon comes out of, like kind of stretches out of. So the door is in all regards like this, like a plain door, and then the demon kind of like stretches out of it, kind of like you know, putting your hand through a I don't even know what, like putting your hand underneath a bed sheet and raising it through it, where it's like that's still the sheet shaped like your hand because your hand is pressing forward. If that makes sense, like Freddy Krueger sticking his face out of the TV screen kind of deal. Or they're like those shield ants where their heads are like real big and they got a little body behind it. So that on the other side of this door, even though we can see it, but on the other side of this door, there's a tiny little demon body with tiny little demon legs. Or like their whole body is just door shaped and the other side of this is just like a demonic butt crack hanging off. There's just like some demon butt cheeks, like flat board butt cheeks hanging out on the other side of this door. So whoever's in this room has to stare at a demon butt if they can't get through the door. That's my preferred theory, that if you flip this door around, there would just be like a demon backside just flapping in the breeze. I don't imagine that's the case, but it is fun to think about. Because it does match, like if you look at the image of the door demon and compare it to this door here and think about like the framework of it, like the shape of it, it does adhere to that same framework, but distorted into a face, which is good. That's good art direction. That's good art design, character design, I think. I like it anyway. A door with a face on it. Oh no! The other question is this demon? Are those red lines, is that demonic gums? Or is this demon wearing lipstick? Like they're gonna give us a big old smooch. I somehow doubt we want to lock lips with this thing, but it could be. There could be some who are like, doors are my thing. I'm entranced by this sexy looking demonic door. I doubt that. I would be very troubled if anyone, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum out there, but like, I just think you can do better than a door. Whoever you are, whatever your predilections, I think you can aim higher than an inanimate door. Character series working on where everyone is a post-apocalyptic world, and there are people who are naturals, and then there are unnaturals. Ooh. Interesting. Characters supposed to show that everyone can have troubles in their lives and show how much people can change from such troubles. Ah. So is this just a written work, like a? I mean, not particularly interested in the door. A whole and SAA. Interesting. Well, I guess keep at it. Like, I don't want to, for the sake of your story, keep at the trauma. I couldn't particularly get anything better than a door. Zane, I disagree with you. I haven't seen you, but I've heard your voice. And, you know, that carries a lot of weight. I can tell just by your voice that you can do better than a door. Look, I don't have to know anything about you. I don't have to know anything about anyone. I can't think of anyone who couldn't do better than a door. Like, you know, whatever you're pursuing, you should set your absolute bottom limit as animate. You know what I'm saying? You gotta at least go for something that's animate. Now, I'm saying that, and I can hear the gears turning in someone's head somewhere out there thinking, but Jum, the door is animated. It is an animate door because it has possessed of this. Like, what if you cast animate object on a chair, and then that chair can be the object of your affection? What if you're really into those brooms from Fantasia, right? You really want those magic brooms. No. Flesh and blood, I'm saying. Or robots, like legit high-tech robots, not like fantasy door robots. Bad dragons aren't particularly animate. Look, all right. It is animate. It may not be particularly active. It may not be moved that much, but it is animate to a degree, to an extent. Unless, wait a minute now. You and I may be talking about something different. I may not have any idea what you're talking about. Wait a minute now. Let me open my incognito tab. I may regret what I'm about to. Now I'm saying this, and now I'm like, no, do I have charisma? Everyone's got charisma. Let me tell you something, right? You ever heard the term adorkable, right? You can tell someone who has like absolutely zero charisma can still be adorable, hence the adorkable. Everybody's got charisma. Even a lack of charisma becomes a charm point in and of itself. Egon from the Ghostbusters, zero charisma, right? He's getting ladies. I mean, it was the actress passed away, but you know, Janine was into Egon. No, I think I know what you're talking about, Zane. In vague terms. No, it's not what I was searching for at all. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah. You know what? You do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do. In that regard. I'm still saying you can do better. But I want to say can do better. Doesn't mean you have to. It's a choice you make. You don't have to pursue any of it, but you can. And you should not hold yourself back. God, it's not my body has charisma, not my words. I mean, that's like, most people have the opposite problem. They look like some sort of hunched over basement dwelling, toad, or horribly scarred up, and not in the cool, hot, mysterious way, but in like the horrible half my face gone way. It's a lot easier if you are physically attractive and don't have the rest of it to make up for that. Which is probably, I don't know if that's a hot take. I don't think it is. Most of the reason why most people like me for my looks. Yeah. But it's easier to start from a high point and like dress yourself down, make yourself look worse to throw that off. You're Prince in the pauper situation. You make yourself, appear less attractive to weed out the people who are there. That's also a lot easier when if you commute. Well, that can lead to some weird stuff. I'm not going to get into that. Let's say if you communicate with people via like electronic means without ever seeing someone's face, but that can also lead to a lot of weirdness. So I'm not even going to jump on that stuff. No. We're looking for a true, genuine relationship. A lot of people are, but also a lot of people don't even know what that is. Like people have an idea what they want, but don't really know how to handle their part in it, or don't appreciate what is actually involved with that. It's like wanting a birthday cake, right? And it's like, man, I wish I had a cake. It's like, well, you can go to the store and get the cake mix and make a cake. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. I just want the cake. And unlike, with cakes where you can just go to a bakery or have someone make it for you, like relationships, something you gotta get all that raw crap and cook it up yourself. And a lot of people are not prepared for that. And are also not prepared for like the messiness of it. Like, well, I don't want to get egg and flour everywhere. And it's like, baby, you got to do that. You got to mix it up. You got to do that stuff. And sometimes those eggs are bad. You just throw it out and you start over again. But you ain't getting that cake if you don't get your hands dirty. I am the cake, and I got the video to prove it. You see, you can't come in here and say that. You can't come in here and say you are the cake, but then also say that you can't do better than a door. You got the cake. You can do better than a door. Door's not going to treat you right. Inanimate object's not going to treat you right. It may get you through the night, but it's not going to treat you right. Long term. You can do better. I personally saying getting scolded. I'm encouraging. It's encouraging. It's an encouraging scoldment. It's like a baseball bat that heals you with every blow. I think I'm out of film. I am. Is ammo for firearms, 1 times damage. Was Lamont not shooting, or did I just run out of bullets coincidentally, like regular bullets? Well, let's hit the bricks. See, I can't identify with that. I'm with the attraction angle. I'm definitely in the boat that it's like Maybe if they get to know me, they can look back my hideous, malformed body that can barely be defined as human. I've been through a lot of that stuff, and like I know I could do better than a door, but I don't want for it. I don't even want the door. I've lost my spark in that regard. I would rather not. And thus, I am no longer desirous of the cake. And whatever brings. Did that actually save? No, I don't want to save. I want to save. Okay. Always got to make sure. Confidence gives me what I need. The lack of sunlight that gives me what I want. A vitamin D deficiency? Is that... Or are you saying that, I'm not sure what you're saying. And I want to assume this pastration down the drain doesn't feel the same for them. I'm just standing for myself. Yeah. It takes a lot. Relationships are tough and it's hard to find. I don't know, in the States, I don't know where you're at. And I'm not gonna push too much on that because I don't want people to dox themselves, accidentally reveal personal information. But like, when I was younger, it was like ask people for their numbers, and then you go out for coffee or to a movie or some such garbage. And now it's like, no, get on your Tinders and whatnot. I'm like, nah, I'm not down with that. There's a whole thing there. I'm like, I'm not interested in that. But it's still possible. Live on Earth. Yeah. Justifiably vague. Perfectly so. Nobody could get me if they try it. I'm on Hawaii. Man, I can take my credit card down to the airport. Well, no, I can't because they're probably all jacked up because of that stuff. So for today, you're correct. But a week from now, I'll be on plane to Hawaii. Hawaii's not that big. I couldn't go to Hawaii. I can't afford it. who I'm kidding. And I wouldn't go anyway, even if I could afford it, because I'd have to leave the house. And I'm not up for that. I leave the house when I absolutely have to. I'm definitely not a traveling man. Infighting Smallsword is a very strange name. These all seem really good, but I like my dagger, but it may be too weak. Anyway, film is what we need. There are some places still down. The fix for that is a very manual process. And so places getting like fixed for that, depending on how many of the machines are affected, are like, they're going to be messed up for a while. Wow. That sucks here, by the way. Don't go here. That's what I've heard. I've heard people visiting are like, oh, it's really nice. And I've known people that have lived there and they're like, don't. Mars raid! Get out of here, Mars! Get out of here! No raiders! No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for coming in. So the most excitement you'll find from a Jumington stream on a Saturday, that's only because I never stream on Saturday. So by default, it wins. How you doing, Mars? How is the farm cooking? I saw you fighting for your life down in the mines. Have you secured the heart of Abigail? Much to the apparent disapproval of P. Yeah, I just need to grind. I need to grind in this game, but I didn't want to do it during the regular week. 3 hearts? Ooh. Nice. I haven't played that game in so long. She'll never know. What do you mean she'll never know? She was there. She was there at the start of it. I saw her. She knows. I don't think it's as secret as you think. Well, I won't say anything. I won't, man. My lips are sealed on it. Man, it looked different from when the last time I played it. I remember the last time I played it, they were talking about the update. Maybe it was in before, but I'm pretty sure it was an update they added that you can hatch dinosaurs from chicken eggs somehow. And I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. And then I just never got back to it. I had spreadsheets and stuff. I was like, I was in it. It's like, all right, I got to track my crops carefully here. It was something, I believe there is like eggs that once you get like a chicken coop, there's an event where witches can come and zap your eggs, and then those eggs can hatch into dinosaurs. That has to be an actual thing. It wasn't a mod, but this was a while ago I saw that. But yeah, it's in there. It's in there somewhere. Wow. I got a lot more experience stacked up here than I thought I would. Cool. All right. Well, I think I'll be good on this person. I could go for more, but I don't think I will. Shooting. Take your shooting up a notch. Might as well take the therapy up too. That'd be good. I was talking about the last time I played Minecraft. This game only has like 5 songs. Like every area has like the one song, and then there's the fight music. But it's good. It's good music. It's the kind of, there is not a song in this game yet that I'm like, because you're gonna hear it so much looped over. I have not encountered a song in this game yet that I'm like, I wish the song would end. I gotta mute this. It's all like, it just blends so well. For what it is, this game is really solid. It's just old and very lightweight. It's not like me I was talking about the last time I played Minecraft. Yeah. See that like I've fallen out of that so much, and the only reason I still keep up with it at all is because my nephew's really into it. And he depends on me to figure out the actual technical stuff and find where things are. But otherwise, like I was out of it for a long time and came back to it, and it was like, you can do what now? You can farm what now? There's what in the world now? What is this? I still feel out of it. You better win. Oh, I'll win. I'll win for sure. At least in this, I'm already winning. At least in what I needed to do tonight, which was to get these skills up. We'll find out how much good it does to me on Thursday when I return to it. Oh, YouTube is about autism now. What? What? All right. Well, I appreciate you looking, Mars. Appreciate you coming by. Get some good work done, I hope. So they're good. Oh, wow. Almost enough to take that up. I kind of want to, yeah, I'm gonna boost the surgery up. 7 technology is nice. I assume it does more damage with the weapons, but I don't know. I gotta make sure I keep this straight. So she's fine clue, right? Right. Cool. Almost enough to take photography up to 5. I don't need to do more, really. This is what I was gunning for. 6 should be enough. 6 should be enough. Although, no, I would have to fight that. Well, I could fight it 30 times. I could fight it 30 times. I could fight it 30 times. Because it's only taken like 1 turn to kill the thing now. Which is like 1 film. So basically that's just like 2 full loadouts of film. Let me make sure I sort it. You always got to sort it because it just puts stuff at the bottom of the list, and that's no good. All right. How much money do I have now? I didn't bother looking. $30,000. That's a lot of money. For this time period, this is like the 20s here. Back to the door, demon. Great, great. That's 2 turns. Oh man, I'm attacking it twice now. Am I not, like, is that gun not doing its thing? He is equipped with this, the carbine. Yeah, the detective is one of the tougher classes in terms of hit points. But my MP is weak, but also that's my willpower. Pretty good stats. That's why Jum's got a sword or a knife right now. Is he not using the bullets? He's not using the bullets. Ammo for firearms. Is it only usable by certain guns? I gotta look this up. Mentally weak. Yeah, if we look at the stats, someone's got a willpower of 3, willpower 9, 8, 5. Morgan's a close second in terms of the weakness of willpower. But Jum's got a willpower of 3. And but a strength of 8 and a fortitude of 7, which is the highest in there. Got a high cunning. Maybe I should have made her the fast talker. Well, that's fine. I don't know how much that really means to it. Yeah, but Jum's the tough one. I gotta see if there is any explanation on this. Because I bought those fancy bullets, but he's not shooting them. But I can't find any way to, like, how do I equip them? How do I equip the bullets? Look this up on my browser here. Bullet. The shotgun uses bullet shotgun and not bullet pistol. Oh, that's not that. One of the issues I've run into with this, trying to look up information on it, is that most of the information on it is from the first fan translation, and this is the more recent fan translation. So a lot of the information that's out there is old. Silver bullet, boost gun damage. The carbine just used regular bullets. I had to, because he's the only one using it, and the bullets were going down. So the carbine he's got uses it. So this calls it the silver bullet, and it just says boost gun damage. But it doesn't seem like he uses it. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to turn the message speed down for the next fight. I'm going to find out what if it says something. It'd be pretty jank if I get these silver bullets and it tells me I can't use them for anything, or that I need a different gun to use them, because then I'll have to experiment with stuff. All right, just attack, attack, shoot it, photograph. All right, jump attack, cut the door demon. Yep. So I'm getting 2 attacks now. That's a lot of damage. Now that I've got my skill up to 6, I'm doing double attack. No bullets. I don't understand that. I've got silver bullets. Why do those not count? Do I have to use the silver bullet? I do. Okay. All right. I mean, that's probably doable. That's goofy. That's goofy. It's probably, for the 1.5 times damage, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, for a normal fight, it's fine. Let's take our message speed back up. I wonder if regular bullets would work for that. That can't possibly be it. The fact that I used the bullet in that manner, it doesn't seem like I'm firing the bullet out of a gun, but it feels more like he took the bullet and just threw it at the door. Like, yeah! Like, well, whatever gets the job done, I guess. Fight. Okay. So let's see if I can... I'll wait for the next turnaround, because if it stays, usually keeps the cursor on your last choice, and I don't know if that goes as deep in this menu. If it does, then I can continue to just hold A, and this is the same as firing the gun. So now I feel a lot better about where I'm going with it. I'll have to get regular bullets and see. Okay. All right. I couldn't even test. I couldn't even test it. I need to just get the regular bullets, which he will just shoot the gun with the attack action without requiring any extra work on my part, and see how much damage that does. 50% less, presumably. Nope. But I really want to see for this technique if I can just continue holding A and if it will just automatically select that. I used 2 bullets, so it is using his shoot skill. All right, he won't live. He won't live long enough for me to test this. It dies too quick. I need to not have jump attack. Man, getting that like the level 6 really juiced this up. I feel way better about my chances in the castle now. I'll say that. Oh, I should rest. I'm not using my rest. We were hardly taking any hits at all because we kill it so fast. It didn't seem like that big of a shift in level, which is probably why it's so grindy, because like I felt like one bump in the skill was like a huge difference. All right, you guard. You use the Quicksilver shot. Yeah, they're expensive, but it's fine. Strange beam, 10 points. 43 points. Oh my god, that Quicksilver shot. I think that Quicksilver shot alone may be killing it. In which case, I should just not have Lamont attack, maybe? As long as I get one good picture of it in a fight. Guard. You. Use that. You guard. And you photograph. Alright, let's see how this goes. 40 points of damage. Okay. Alright, you can attack. Nope, it didn't. It didn't. So I'm just going to go back to regular bullets. I'm just going to keep those Quicksilver shots on hand because I can't just hold A and have it do its thing. Not that I hardly even need to at this point. I don't know if his experience cut will become less if he's not doing anything, but the fight will at least go on long enough for me to get a picture off. Because I have to get a picture of it before it dies. If I don't get a picture of it before it dies, then I'm losing some money. It's got to get a picture at some point. If it takes 2 bullets and the bullets are $6 a piece, that's $12 it's costing. The batteries are, I don't know, $5 a piece. So like one $300 picture goes a long way, but if I never get the picture off, then I'm not gonna come out ahead on this. I will see what the experience is on this. Okay. Let's look at the experience. So 11, 5, 11, 4. I'll do one more. I'm gonna head back so I can buy regular bullets for Lamont. A huge stack of them. This is very similar to like the Pokemon. When you turn everything up, turn the battle animation off, turn the speed all the way up, just grind through everything. Yeah, no, he got his solid 100 points out of that. All right. We'll rest. We're taking a see. I feel a lot more confident now too because Jum's stat boost to the willpower means I feel a lot less fragile mentally in terms of losing my mind points and going insane. A decent spread of photos. We didn't even get the full row there. Yeah, another thing I should check as long as I just saved. Somebody mentioned to me that the quest experience you get also goes to the other characters because you have a choice of there's 2 other characters I could be running with. So I could take one of these other people too. Who do I got? August, who's a medium, a spiritual medium. He's level 3. And Alec is level 3. So it seems like they're getting some experience. I think they're not getting the fight experience, but I think they've gotten quest experience as well, even though I've never used them. So I'm gonna put Alec in. Yeah, we'll run with that crew for now. I'm gonna go here and see if Alec has experience that he can spend to train. He does. 4,000 skill experience. So I could pull those people out and boost their skills up, but they're not getting it from the fight experience, which is one more reason why getting experience from fights is not, for most of the game, the best way to level. Now, the only thing I'm worried about here is if this will mess with their equipment load, which is why I saved before doing this. Nope, this should all still be good. Well, now that I have $32,000, I'm gonna go buy bullets and replenish my film. I'm gonna do one more. If we can even get, so I barely got shots off. I'm gonna buy this camera. I've got tons of money for it. I might as well. And max out my batteries, max out regular bullets. It's 107 shots he's fired with that. So the Quicksilver rounds are more expensive, but they're also more tedious to use. In a regular fight where I am making choices and not just racing through it as quickly as possible, those Quicksilver shots are fine and very cool. And I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go absolutely wild buying those. Those are very, very cool. All right. But for this, what I'm doing right now, it's not hot. That's not hot, because I just need to be able to hold A. Probably, I think one of them was close before. Yeah, I'm like halfway to another skill level on that. I could boost surgery up or photography. I don't know, like for the photography, I'm making plenty of money. I don't feel like it's worthwhile. The surgery can help with my healing, so that feels more worthwhile. I did boost his surgery up too, but having more than one character that can do it is fine. Because you never know. And you are not cut for any of this, so. I kind of predicted that this would happen, although I thought it would be more from the equipment than actually our abilities going up. Because it didn't seem like, even though we spent a bunch of experience, the numbers like that I have, it went from 5 to 6, but everything like seems to have exponentially increased to the point that we are absolutely destroying this door immediately. Yeah, if I don't use the silver bullets, the Quicksilver shot, two turns is what it takes. But that means we are able to get 2 pictures of it, potentially. There's always a chance that they'll fail. Oh, you know, I didn't equip her fancy new camera. The Pepperlon camera. Given that it has no like combat usefulness in that it's not doing damage, I wonder what the utility of a better camera is. Unless she can take 2 pictures. Oh, I wonder if I got the photography skill up, if she would take 2 pictures per turn. Now I'm curious to see that. I don't think the higher end camera will do it. Oh my god. I just crit that thing or what? That's wild. Half the team didn't even get to act that time. Might as well rest. We didn't even need it. We didn't even need the rest. Now I want to get the photography skill up and see if she also doubles her attack. Oh, let's see what it says for Morgan. That's pretty normal message. All right. I wish I had saved that money or put that money towards photography. I didn't even think about that. I don't know if that's the case. I haven't seen anything about it. That indicates to me that like increased photography skill doubles your attacks. Although I didn't see anything about the other ones either, so the information on this is sparse and weird. Now, definitely, like, in the time it takes me to walk this, I could fight that door 10 times. It's like the slowest part of it is just getting it to come back. Is there... Not this room. Is there a quicker route? There's the staircase over there. It's one less door to open. I don't think it's really shorter, but it is one less door to open. It's one less button press. We're shaving like seconds off, like 1 second off. Man, now I have to say I feel very eager to get back to the new fresh area with this, because the fights will be tougher than this, but we'll be able to hold our own a little bit more. Uh-oh. Morgan's confused. Luckily, the fight will be over quickly. She can't take any pictures. She's going to take her own picture. I'm still disappointed that at no point when she gets confused and takes her own picture, make sure nothing happened to him. Nothing happened to her equipment. If she gets confused and takes her own picture, we never end up with a picture of her. Even if it was just like the character portrait, I just thought it would be funny. Oh, I don't know why I have it. This is shorter distance-wise, but I have to press a button to open that one door. That's only there. That's probably the better option still. Trying to make it as short as possible in between these fights. Jeez. Just ripping this dude up. I didn't think we were going to get this efficient at killing this thing. You know, we're almost to the point of being too efficient, because I could barely get a single picture of it. Uh-oh. I just noticed that Jum is guarding. It won't matter. Yeah, when you get confused, at least Jum I noticed it on. The other characters don't get confused nearly as much because they're not as weak-minded. But after the confusion ends, her default action turns to guard. But I almost never see it because generally when Jum gets confused, Jum never gets unconfused. Because Jum's evasion is too high, so the enemies don't hit it, and Jum can't hit herself. Ooh. Jum was taking some MP damage there. Jum don't want to be emo. Jum don't want to be emo. Jum refuses. Not into it. Music is definitely like kind of out of place with the rest of this, but I can't even levy that criticism genuinely because I love the music. I love the fight music. Thematically, it doesn't jive with. It's too upbeat for the rest of this, but it's also awesome. So I can't complain. I love that the door is an enemy. I always love like doors that are themselves enemies. There's this board game Hero Quest. Has been put out ages ago. There was like a very condensed form of D&D. And the last time I played it with my friends, they were having too easy a time of it. So I just started making up crap on the fly so that all the furniture was attacking them. When they got to the door that they needed to unlock, it was like, this hasn't taken you long enough or been challenging enough. So I made them battle the door. It's like the door comes to life and attacks you. And the one person who had read the scenario before and knew it was up was getting more and more infuriated because they knew none of this stuff was in the written scenario. Doors are my enemy. Small claustrophobia. I'm like the opposite. I prefer the smaller spaces. That's why I do all my work in this closet here. The streaming work anyway. It's also easier to manage noise. The only thing that's rough about it is as I get more consoles permanently in here, like it's harder and harder to stack them up. I don't know where I'm gonna fit that twin Famicom. I can barely fit the 3DO in here. Now I gotta pull it all out when I get the parts to upgrade it for RGB. Actually, did homie snap at you? No, he was a very he was a very chill guy, but he definitely knew like this stuff wasn't in the scenario. And it was less like snapping at me, more just like, man, I'm done with this. You know people like that like their anger is like, they just sound tired and they're just kind of like, well, I'm going to leave. It's like the harshest you'll ever get from them is that they're bored and tired and they're going to walk away from it. But he was definitely not feeling it. And they beat everything I threw at them too, until it got down to the end and they're getting away, and it was just like I threw like every chance I got. I threw something on the board to try and impede them, just because they were like they were so good at getting through the stuff, and they started out like they tweaked something in me, and it's like, this dungeon's not a challenge at all, and it's like, well, I didn't write this. And it's all like dice rolls. So that's not possibly a criticism of everything I'm doing, but I still took it personally. I was still like, you know what? You want a challenge? I'll give you a challenge. They had to fight a entombed knight. It was like this sarcophagus shaped like a knight. I just stood it up on its end, and like the animated armor comes for you, and and then it was like when you crack it open, it's filled with chocolate. The guy's like, I eat the chocolate. I'm like, you take 1d6 damage, and it killed him. He's like, why did I die from that? Like, that's a man-sized chocolate bar you ate. Of course you're gonna take damage from that. That was my my first group of people that I ran RPGs for. We played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness RPG from Palladium Games. And what I most distinctly remember about that system is that it has a really nicely made mutation system where you pick an animal, you get so many mutation points that you use to make them, like, you can spend points to make them more humanoid, to make them larger in size, to enhance, you can buy certain abilities that they get as an animal. The way the rules are written, you could not create the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they were enlarged up to human-sized, were halfway to human in terms of, like, they could talk, they had, you know, opposable thumbs, all that, and they had the ability to swim. And when we worked out the points, it was like, you're about 15 points shy, so you could make the turtle in every way, but they would only be 2.5 feet tall. And so he played the turtle 2.5 feet tall. It was very, and then the other guy was an elephant. It was the opposite. He was way too big. It was pretty nuts. Oh, those were fun times. That was back in high school. And I think back about, like, that time in my life that I feel was the most influential time of my life with these people. And in the grand scheme of things, it was only a few years. It was only a handful of years. And the amount of time that has passed since all of that ended, we all went our separate ways, is like easily 5 times, if not more. Closer to 10 times the amount of time we actually spent. Like, I had these friend groups with, like, these events in my life that were so influential. Oh God. Like, something in my USB just is pooped out. It must have been my video card. Is it still? Yeah, it's still coming through. Make sure I'm on the wrong tab here. I think, yeah, my audio interface just flipped out. My Stream Deck just flipped out. What's up with this? What's up with this? I don't know why. My face is stuck in this rictus. It's tracking everything but the mouth. What's going on? Does your computer hate your story? I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, you know, USB stuff just flips out. Where is the... Oh, it's because something, it might have just been the USB interface, the audio interface. I got to restart my tracker here. All right, I'll be back. Because that's why it's no longer tracking a microphone. That probably also means Windows is going to reset my default audio device again, which it likes to do a lot, which I despise. What is this? No, don't update. Software must have restarted. Why, I don't know. All right, we're back now. There we go. Yeah, I think that was it. I think it was just my audio interface, which is worrisome. I use the Go XLR. I like the Go XLR. I like the way it splits the audio out and it makes things very easy to work with. And the mic is fine. The mic interface part of it is fine. I'm sure there's better, but I'm not like singing, so like that's the big difference. If you're singing, you want a different kind of setup. But it's good for what I do. Would be a pain to replace it, and I don't trust this new software updates put out for it because I know a lot of people that originally worked on it are no longer with the company. So, and everything I saw about the last update was like, hey, this broke everything. I don't want to touch that. Can't quite find a replacement for it. I really should find that before this breaks. I do own 2 of them. Don't ask me why. I don't want to get into it, but if one of them completely dies, there's the other one. But it's like everything else. I got a capture card. That capture card dies, that's half my stream's dead until I get it replaced, you know? There's so much of this. There's several different moving pieces, but if any one of them goes out, like the whole thing's out the window. I didn't say it. Wrote demons in my custom D&D, and the people who played it crushed my demon encounters with ease. It didn't make me feel great given the extra XP. It's always rough running a role-playing game when you put stuff in there. I find this, even if I'm running a pre-written adventure and it's like, this encounter will be very difficult, and then they like just moonwalk all over it, like without even trying, eyes closed, just rolling 2s, and a 2 is enough with their bonuses stacked, and they just steamroll through everything. And it's like, I don't feel like you guys are really getting a challenge out of this. Like, are you okay with it? And then they start cracking jokes like, man, this isn't hard at all. I'm like, all right, man, now I'm gonna pull the big guns in, and then I put something big in and they're just like, that's nothing. Like, maybe I just don't know this game. Maybe I just should not be running it. I haven't run a role-playing game in years. I was the forever DM. I was always running stuff, and I finally stopped running things, and it's been impossible to like get a consistent group together. We just finished a D&D campaign that was just like an adventure out of a book we've been running for like on and off for a year, because we'd only get together like maybe once a month to play it. It was very fun, but when we'd get together, it was like, where were we? What were we doing? It was good times, though. Good times. I appreciate my buddy running it for us. I can boost his fighting or his fast talk. I'm going to boost photography with this to 5. I'm going to try and get photography up to 6 before I'm done. Not enough for technology yet. However, he's got enough to take the mythos up or the therapy up to 6. Or shooting to 7. I'm going to save his, because either of those are okay, but I'm going to save his. What do you think? Should I take fighting up a notch or fast talk up a notch? I mean, there's no point in saving what I have now. I also don't think there's a point in increasing the other stats. I'm going to do fast talk for right now, because I don't know where that stuff is going to lead us. And like there's 3 people that can do damage. Between the 3 of them, I think we can cut it. Fast talk is also called parlay, depending on the translation. It comes into play when you're talking to human NPCs. And early on, it didn't seem like it came up at all. It didn't seem like it mattered. But in the early part, you're just in a castle with monsters and pretty much nothing talks to you. In the second part, it's all humans, and it seems like they all can talk to you, but some of them ran away from me, and I think it's because from what I read, it's because I didn't have my fast talk skill high enough, and they recommended 6 or higher. So I think there's some clues for puzzles that I won't get if my fast talk isn't high enough, or I may not get quests that will give me experience if it's not high enough. I crossed the threshold to 6 and I'm getting double attacks and I feel good about that. But I'm not sure where this goes. That might not be enough either because we're testing it on like an old boss, like an early game boss here versus the stuff that's much later is going to take more of a fight. I want to put it in fast talk for now. I want to go back. We're going to do another couple runs. It'll take 20 kills. It shouldn't take long. Get the photography up to 6, and then I'll call it at that. I did buy the film, correct? Roll film. Yep. I could sell those 2 cameras. I don't think there's any reason to hold on to them. All right. We're going to go back. Brown. Well, this takes like no time anyway. Oh my God, we didn't even get a picture off. I mean, we've got $29,000, right? As long as I stock up on everything before I go back to the leprechaun haunted castle where they can steal my money, I should be okay. And in the worst case scenario is I just come back and do this. As long as I have enough money to buy film, which is not that expensive, I should be able to recover it. Because if I just wanted to make money, I could just put everybody on guard except for Morgan and have Morgan take pictures repeatedly until we run out of film and maximize it. Go the opposite route, because the way I'm going now is I'm maximizing damage, like the experience gain over the money gain, but I could flip it around. I could flip it around so that we're getting more money and the experience rate is lower by not killing it as quickly so I can get more photographs. But that just means having to leave sooner. As long as she gets a picture off now and then, I'm fine. We're not making like mad money off of it in the current setup, but it would not be, I wouldn't have to reconfigure anything but where I move the stuff. Background music where you walk around sounds like another game. I can't remember what game. Yeah, I couldn't quite place it. I thought parts of it sounded similar to Mario, like Bowser's Castle, but it's not quite there. Just give Monica part of my color palette. People flame me for not liking her. You don't like Monica? Who's your favorite? Who's your best girl from that game? Personally, I thought Monica was okay. I like Sayori, but that's not a good... Liking the one of the most broken people is not like a great character trait. It feels like it's sickness in and of itself. I'm loath to admit it, but I've definitely lived enough of my life as that I can fix your mentality. Liking broken things and fixing them is fine when it's not people. It doesn't quite work when it's people. It's not advisable when it's people. Shouldn't pick up people from a garage sale and be like, it's a fixer-upper. No. Sorry, basic read through the most. Yeah, I like Sayori. But I'm also like, because Sayori's like the childhood friend, and I'm an absolute stupid ass sucker for that dumb, overused, overbaked trope. Probably because I never had childhood friends like that. So even beyond the romance part of it, just like, wow, friends? Really? In my dreams. Super Mario RPG Carol Sewers. I'm gonna put that up there. Yeah, it's good. It does. It has such a familiar vibe to it. Music. It's a distorted audio, like that wow, 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 like that particular instrumentation sounds familiar. More so than like the tone. It's weird. I do like fixing stuff. Going back to that, to get away from the topic of the people end of it. Don't do that. But I do like fixing stuff. I've been thinking about. I really shouldn't because I got enough. But I've been thinking about wanting to go back to the eBay, trolling the eBay for the cheapest non-working junk consoles I can buy to see if I can repair them. I just need to go backwards, because if you get too far forward, it's like stuff that I can't reliably get the parts for, which you could say the same when they own, but I can elaborate on that, or things that are beyond my tools or ability to solder. Like I got a PS3 real cheap. I got 2 PS3s real cheap, and one of them just works fine. I could soft mod it and do whatever I wanted with it, and that worked fine for my purposes. And the other one probably needs a reflow of the GPU, and I am not set up for that at all. And I also don't want to spend the money to pay someone else to do it, because I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it, because it seems like the problem's just going to come back. But like Sega Genesis, PlayStation, you know, NES, the Super NES, like things around that era within that scope Even up to PS2. The PS2 I have a slim PS2 and I bought a fat PS2 and it needed a little bit of work, but it was not difficult, and it didn't even really need parts. It just needed like cleaning and some caps replaced. It was very easy. It's easy if you know what you're looking at and know how to test parts of it and understand the operation of it. And you can pinpoint like, okay, this is where it's failing. This is the issue. This is what I need to check. Jum's guarding, but that's fine. This thing will be dead soon anyway. A couple bullets and ghost beams. And Morgan got confused, so I got no pictures. Stream's current bitrate is lower recommended bitrate. All right. I don't know why. That's YouTube. My bandwidth is fine. I'm not dropping connections. So I apologize if things get chunky on YouTube for a sec. Somewhere, I shouldn't say it's YouTube. Somewhere between me and YouTube, there's an issue. It's not on my end. So unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. The internet is a fast interconnected web. There's many stops along the way from me to YouTube where things can bust up. And that generally seems to be where I have issues, where everything on my end, to the extent that a test is like, your bandwidth is good, your connection is strong, everything is fine. But it doesn't go far enough out to find like that break, and it wouldn't do me any good anyway, because I can't exactly call my ISP and be like, yeah, somewhere in this network segment there's this issue. Even if I could get that information, they wouldn't do anything with it. I mean, they probably couldn't do anything with it. Yeah, but I really don't have. It's not a good expenditure of my money, because I just end up with a bunch of consoles that, like, well, I've got a backup Super Nintendo now. I don't need it. But what if I got the Japanese Super Famicom? I can't play my American games in it, not because of a region lock, although it sort of has that, but I can get around that pretty easily, but because the cases are physically different, so that the cartridges, without modification to the console, will not physically fit. The North American Super Nintendo cartridge slot is physically incompatible with the Japanese and European cartridge slot. The Japanese and European case plastic is the same. The internals are not exactly the same, because that's the PAL region is on a different video format. But the cartridges are the same. And you know what? Honestly, like, I think that style, the more rounded original Super Famicom look, I prefer over the American Super Nintendo. I don't mind the American Super Nintendo, but I think the Japanese ones look better, in my opinion. YouTube personal devices, there are many stops. Yep, exactly. Yep, same thing in the reverse. You know, me getting to YouTube, all kinds of places this stuff can just fall off a data cliff, and the same thing from YouTube to you. Couple more runs, and we'll go back and see where things sit. I don't think we'll get it. Once I have expended this roll of film, that'll be it for this evening. I feel like I've done the main bit of grinding, and if I do a little bit more, if I'm like, you know, five runs of this off from getting her photography all the way up, or whatever I'm gunning for next, to boost one thing one level, I'm not gonna feel bad if I do that, you know, in the morning before I head out and nobody sees it. But I feel weird. Everyone says to do this. I feel weird if I'm playing an RPG or something, and this is me personally. This does not apply to other people's streams. I'm not disagreeing with how other people do things. I'm saying for me, for how I want to do things, I feel weird if I end a stream and my characters are level 10, and then I come back a week later, my characters are level 20, and I did it all off stream. He's like, yeah, I was just fighting stuff for a while. Especially, like, that's bad enough, but it's especially bad if it's side content where there's like dialogue and images and things happening. And be like, oh man, you should have seen this thing that happened. It was really fun. But you didn't. Anyway, here's the rest of the game where you'll see none of that. For me, it's about that. Yeah, no, we're not far off. So I don't, as of right now, I don't have to be up in the morning. Although I do have to work on my car tomorrow, but it's pretty routine maintenance work. So it should be fine. I should have got access to a garage that was not the garage that belongs to my former coworker that I feel absolutely terrible about. We don't, since I stopped working in the organization, we stopped being coworkers. I just really haven't talked to him much, but I used to get together with him and we do our oil changes and rotate our tires and all that stuff in his garage. He made a nice garage. It was nice and big, and he was kind enough to let me use it, and then I would help him change his brakes or do anything he needed to do on his car. And after we stopped working together, you know, we'd still get together and do that, but we never really talked. And this goes both ways. You know, it's not just me, it's him too. We never really talked outside of that, but he was always very gracious and was never seemed really put upon or whatever. He always seemed very excited to get together and catch up and all that. And so like every 6 months, I'd call him up like, hey man, it's time for an oil change. But the past couple times I went out there, he stopped changing his oil with me because he got a new car that came with like a year of free oil changes. And so he was just having them do it. And so I'd go there and change my oil and he would do anything on his car. I'm like, well, this feels really weird. I feel very strange about this now. So I've been trying to get, not because I don't want to talk with him. I would just rather talk to him and get in contact with him in a way that is not like, by the way, I need your garage. Gotta go. All right. Understandable. I won't be around much longer myself. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting with me. Always a delight to see you. I hope you have a good evening. Get a good rest, night's sleep, and I will catch you around on the next one, here or on other streams. So long. I probably won't even. We'll see how long this takes, because I mean, if I'm only getting one photo off per fight, yeah, that's like, what, 8 more fights now? I know I'm just dragging it out by double checking. Oh, 5 more. All right. 5 more rolls of film. 5 more shots. Also wondering, oh, I actually have to go all the way through. If I do get the skill high enough, if she takes two photographs per turn, will it show it twice or would it just take the film? So I have 5 rolls of film right now. I just noticed that Vincent's machine needs to be fixed too. How many rolls of film do I have? She did get a shot off, I believe. Or, no, it did just use one. All right, let's fix your thing. It's weird that it happens when he gets confused and then just like tears his machine apart for whatever reason. I don't know why. All right. 4 more like that. I'm just going to fight this thing 4 more times, hell or high water. However long it takes. Or not however long it takes, but like no matter if I get the shots or not. I just need to wrap this up. I got a lot further in less time than I thought, honestly. Like, I was surprised when I went back after a couple runs how much experience I had gained. I also didn't think I would level up, like actual level, the character level, as opposed to the skill level. I didn't think we would hit it just because the level demands seemed crazy high. I wonder if we would level again. I doubt it. It's got to be much higher. So it seems unlikely that we'll level again off of this. But I could be wrong. And I won't know because the dialogue's going by so quickly that when you level, it says like Jum internalize their experiences. And that's how you know you went up a level. But that's like a split second. There's no like Jum went up a level. HP is this. MP is this, like some games do. So it's easy, especially in this, it's easy to miss it even happened. I didn't even know I leveled until Leather pointed out that my MP score had gone up. I wouldn't have even noticed until like, I don't know when. The next time I looked at their stats, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We're higher level now. Yeah, I honestly thought this was going to be like a lot more painful to grind on this thing. This has been fine. This is like the lightest grinding I think I've ever had. Aside from, no, I was going to say Elden Ring, but that's not true. I've killed so many Albinerics in that game. So many frog guys. On that cliff, I know I'm not alone. There's markers there still. I was checking out the other day. The markers are still there telling you where to stand, to swing your sword, your one particular sword, to kill a whole hillside full of sleepy frog boys for their delicious runes. Oh, I spent a lot of time there. A lot of my stats are built off of their deaths. And like that was easy and repeatable, but it just felt way more tedious. All right, I'm out of film now. Time to go back. It's like, it's a weird like reverse, right? To me, here's a situation where primarily in the game, your options are, you're usually doing the same option, but you don't just want to race through it because you need to know if people are being damaged and if they're doing damage properly, what works, what doesn't when you're fighting something new. But it ends up being a lot of like slapping that A button, like, okay, we'll get through this part faster. Like, I just want to get through this fight. But with this, like, I don't need to do that. I can just hold the button down. I don't have to worry about anything that's on the screen at all. Anything. I don't have to worry about anything it's saying. Just skip through over it. You're out of bullets. Doesn't matter. Someone else has something. I ran out of batteries. I don't know how many without any batteries in the gun. Didn't matter. Ran out of bullets and it wasn't using the silver bullets. Still didn't matter. Still killed it. Whereas a game like Elden Ring, that you're mostly very active, to suddenly have to do something that is less active, is like the reverse, where it's like now like the fun stuff of the game that's like, oh man, I like running up and backstabbing this guy and kicking him off a cliff. It's great. It's like, oh, I just gotta stand here and let them all die. I'd rather be stabbing. But some games where you're fighting the enemies and you can't just, most RPGs you couldn't just hold the A button and fight these things. All right, we'll get our film. Stock it up. see where we're at. I don't know if we've hit the requisite number. Yeah, I'm not enough, but I wasn't expecting to be enough. Nope, she's got enough. She can boost her photography to 6. So photography is at 6 now. Guess what? Technology is at 8. I think these go up to 10 max. So he's pretty damn up there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, he's up there. I can boost mythos and shooting. So he's got power. All right. I think Fine Clue 6 will be fine. I can take that up on the next one. I'm going to go back once because I am curious if the camera will take 2 shots. It would be weird if it did, but it might. I may not want it to. I may want it to. In this case, it would be great for me. So let's see here. So far, that's 1 that we know. 2. So in theory, that's two pictures. 2 rolls of film gone. Are they doing less damage? Did someone drop? I'm not out of bullets, am I? Shouldn't be. Okay, that seems reasonable. Okay. So we should see 18 rolls of film. 18 rolls of film. All right. That satisfies my curiosity for that. I suppose. It'd be both good and bad if she took 2 pictures at once. Get back down to 2. I found 3 to be like too slow. Welcome back. Photos. And my $600. And I should have just did this in the weirdest wrong order. Buy film. Also, why would you do this? I will explain what I'm upset about after I buy this. You've probably already seen it if you're watching. Why is the door, if I walk straight in the door, I have to go over one square, 1 grid space to get to the counter? And then back to the door. Why can't I just go straight up like I do in the hotel here? Stay and save. I also am creeped out that they're telling me to mind the bed bugs. Like, we're all infested at this point if there are bed bugs here. Spirits guide you. Pardon. All right. Well, that'll do it for me tonight. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for tuning in for my secret Saturday grinding session. Always a pleasure. I saw a lot more people in here than I honestly thought that I would see for a unscheduled, senseless door fighting stream. So I appreciate you giving me the time. You're giving me the time of day here. For chatting with me and hanging out with me, keeping me company while I battle the door over and over again. So I will be back on Monday. Me and a couple of Vtuber peeps are going to be taking on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. We'll see how far we get in that. Supposedly we can beat it in a few hours. We'll see. We'll see. I've never met a short game I can't lengthen to insane lengths yet. But I'm looking forward to that. And then Tuesday, Paper Mario. I'm trying to raise my enthusiasm. And if I can't, then we'll see where the future of that lies. The Wednesday, Clock Tower 2. Hopefully get out of the hospital. And then more of this Laughless Noma on Thursday. So another fun week, at least for me. Hopefully clear something out. Because if I'm playing all those same games again for a third week, it's going to get real weird. And of course, as always, more Bubble Bobble. No Bubble Bobble tonight, though. I'm not going to slip any Bubble Bobbles in the secret stream. Keep that for the legit stuff. Also, because I'm tired and I really got to go now. So, thanks for hanging out with me as always. And I hope to see you again on the next one. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. If you want, always an option. We won't twist your arm or beg. Until next time. So long, everybody. Bye-bye.